Oh, this is good. So Lords of Moria is another quest we want. I think it starts off slow and then kind of builds in into actually content, which is good. Because I'm not going to lie, as much as I think this is very nice, and I do enjoy Besieged, and I think it's very nice it's on a similar aspect to Besieged, but I'm getting a little tired of it. I think if I was doing it like normally, I'd probably be fine. But I really want to get into the expansion. Hey, it's Azog. Wait, do you kill Azog at the end of this? I mean, considering it's the blood of Azog, I wouldn't be surprised. He has 53 million health, so I'm a little bit scared. I think they did a pretty good job at, like, fight animations for this, though. Like, fight choreography, almost. Nane's neck snaps beneath Azog's blow, and Azog roars triumphantly. Yikes. Am I supposed to die here? I totally just got wrecked. Okay, let's get back up to the top. And now I gotta defeat Azog. Like, straight up. Kinda wish I didn't die. Let me help. Please. Oh, Azog just died. I think I was supposed to help, but I didn't. And that's also why it looks like it doesn't look as pretty, I guess. Well, okay. Without another word, Dane turns and walks towards the threshold into Khazad-dûm, of which there is going to be a Balrog in there, and it's going to be scary. If he doesn't come out, this is all going to be for naught. I'm pretty sure he does, considering. Because you got Thorin, and then Durin, right? Actually, no, he might be dead. I can never remember. They use the same names over and over again. So it confuses me about what, like, order they come in sometimes. Runs out the shadows of Khazad-dûm, his face grey with an unknowable fear. It's the Balrog. After a moment, he opens his mouth as if to say something, but remains silent. Cool. More enhancement runes. Azog is slain, and the shed of my father might at last return. Find peace. Noting the countless dead orcs arrayed before the gates of Moria. Once the gates of Khazad-dûm are free of this orcish filth, there will be time to consider where our path leads. May the name Azog be forgotten by the orcs. The bitterest victory. This should hopefully then lead into the last quest for this content, and then finally, like 2.5 hours in or so, we're gonna hopefully get on to the next content. It'll be interesting, and hopefully, I mean, 1.2 million experience. Considering we've just got a bunch of quests, seems like we're gonna be able to get there. Defeat orcs. We're already gonna do it. Cool. Collect trophy beards. Probably going to do that just passively from killing enemies. Destroy some banners. Hey, that's a little bit more work, but hey, it's fine. Level 131. Fancy. So I got... Okay, so it looks like they scale to your level, which is actually really, really cool. So it means that doing some old content actually benefits you somewhat. So I've actually got 131 enhancement runes, and then if I were to go here... And I were to go here, I should be able to reforge my weapons now. So should we have a look at the before and after? So we get like a 600 damage increase on the bow, which is nice. And about a 500 damage increase on the sword. So useful. And then with the next content, we should be getting 131 traceries, which helps out. How's the thing? Well, the expansion? We actually haven't done it yet. This is not even the new expansion. It's the bit before the expansion, and I totally forgot to do it. Oops. This is our final quest, though, before we go back to the actual expansion, though. So this is fun. Witnesses King Thrain places Azog's head upon a stake at Khazad-dûm. Azog's head. Look at him. We also saw Bolg. I can't remember specifically. I'm always bad at, like, names and, like, eras. But we saw Bolg. And I'm pretty sure Bolg is, like, a thing, right? Isn't that from The Hobbit, though? All among my blah, 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 Haban Aka have earned a night's rest. But far too many of our kin and cousins still not wake again. Or shall not wake again. Let Khazad-dûm bear witness to their deeds, both great and small. And so we shall not return to Amdûn tonight. Durin himself shall watch over us. As the cold winter nights wore on, the dwarves of the Haban Aka huddled in the dale, but there will be no songs, nor any great speeches or feasts. Those who had survived dreamt dark dreams as they slept among the dead. As the dawn breaks, you will discover a great gathering of survivors at Durin's Stone. Listen to the Council of Kings of the Seven Houses. So we started with a meeting of the 7 houses, and we end with one. The war is over. Yay. You may like one eye, but you still have a second with which to see as much. Alright, be mean. You only have one eye. But know this, Khazar Doom, though near, lies beyond our grasp. Is this Dane? Yeah, he went in and saw the Balrog. So he's probably going to let us know about that, which is fun. After a moment, the eyes of all the dwarves turned to Dane.
I wish I did not have to speak of it.
Well, you should have mentioned it. But I will say what I must. For I've seen what lies within its shadows. The Balrog. Probably. Pretty sure. So this is what he saw.
I crossed the threshold, and the first hall laid before me.
Haunt this place no longer, lest you share his fate. What is it going to be? Of Bolg and the other surviving orcs, I found no sign. What is there going to be? I think we all know the answer. It'll be scary. Do we actually get to see it? I want to see it. Please? Oh. As a distant glimmer grew out of the gloom, so it came forth. I saw it. I want to see it more. I love the Balrog. He's cool. But I get dread, which ruins the effect. Durin's Bane. Dun dun dun. It's beyond your skill or the skill of any here to vanquish such a foe. It will take a power great indeed and the world change before we tread again within its walls. Be not silent, I would hear your word. In this as well, all have heard the songs of Khazar Doom's fall. Even with the full strength of all the houses taking it would cost more than we would care to spend. Alone, it would be easier to pluck the stars from Keled Zaram. As the other kings of the 7 houses not in agreement, King Thrain falls silent. After a moment, he straightens his beard and turns to the other survivors. Enough blood has been shed at Azanabiza. I can't say these words, alright? Thor has taken his place at the forge of the first crafter. Let us honor our dead and begone from this place. Begone! And so it was decided that the dwarves would depart. But before they did so, they took the arms and mail from their dead. I mean, that's a good idea, at least, as kind of morbid as it sounds. Too many were slain to entomb, and against their custom, they turned instead to fire. The dwarves felled every tree in the dale until Azanuzilbazov lay barren. So I gotta pay my respects to the 6 kings that are not Thrain. So, pay our respects to the 6 of them. And then probably to Thorin. I am very lost. Physically and emotionally. Found him. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh my god. Please let me out. Please? Oh my god, I was so worried I was going to be stuck. Even without the others, I had hoped that Khazar Doom may still be wob. But even I cannot ignore such dire portents. The stars have gone. Durin's crown has fallen into darkness. It does feel kind of lazy with the snow. Because, like, it's very clearly just not snowing here for some reason. Like, in this gap. Okay. Thorin, let's go back. No, wait. Thrain, let's come back. Stripped them of their mail, taking their weapons, and now we give their bodies to the flame. Bolg and the orcs will never make trophies of them. To burn the dead is not the way of any of our peoples, but it must be done. We must hold those we lost dear to our hearts and memory. I mean, it makes sense. They'd make trophies of them, taunt you for it. By my torch, I have to light it. Fought admirably, so did many of our kin. But so are now Marashran, burned dwarves, and we remain to reckon with our fortunes, both good and ill. I hold hope that Khazar Doom will yet be ours once more, but such a price will not easily be won. Then finish up here, we get some enhancement runes, a universal solvent,
I, for one, will be
and
glad to leave this place.
we can finally finish. So let's go finish that up as well, and then we can go back to Erebor. Okay, Blood of Azog, the 6th War. We get a Guise of Hermoth Stormhammer. Finish up that one. Blood of Azog, muster to the mountain home. This is good though, because we're getting incomparables for the level we're at, which means we're just getting 131 incomparables like that, which is really, really useful. Alright, who am I talking to? Over here? Good. Garni, hello. Welcome. And we gotta go back to King Thorin in the Hall End of the Mountain. A lot of back and forths, but hopefully well worth it in the end. Because again, chapter 5.1 gives us immediately a rare, I think it's a rare 131 tracery, which is pretty impressive, I think. And if we get a good one, like one that actually works for our like stuff, that's a decent, you know, increase. I like these enhancement runes. They're good. They give me stuff. And this is the final one.
I will show you the way to Vosh Turu.
Because yeah, this one means that we just get the 131 stuff, which is useful.
Determined to aid his son Durin and the dwarves of the Gabila Ka to reclaim Mount Gundabad, King Thorin Stonehelm hopes to enlist an unexpected ally at the Lonely Mountain.
Ah, good. Hersig is home.
Okay, Hersig is quite engrossed in her reading. Would you find out if Hermoth is around?
Grandfather Hermoth? I never said he was dead.
Yes, of course, I'll let her know King Thorin is here. Please come. Hello. Hermoth Stormhammer. Very small bed. I guess for a dwarf you don't need it to be too big. I was you not 5 minutes ago, Mr. My Stormhammer. I am Tarvelard after our 8-month time skip. It's going to continuously be what I refer to as. Wielder of Theneb Adhar the Thunderstrike. Crossbow of Hersig. I mean, good title. I am the Undying. The father of... Oh, there's a sore spot. I feel like I was about to say, who are you the father of, rather than the grandfather of. Durin is his son? These things cross 29 for... Wait, is that like a revelation? Or is that like... I just kind of assumed... I guess maybe nephew. I think he said nephew beforehand rather than son. So maybe that makes more sense. But when it says it's about Durin, your son Durin, I feel like that's a revelation. Right? That I should be like, oh my god. Oh, maybe like Durin as in like Durin's Bane type Durin. Like, not the Balrog, obviously, but like instead of current Durin that we're working with. Oh yeah, you believe that your son would be Durin come again during the Deathless Reborn at last. And then the other Durin, our Durin. Oh no, I'm confused. Or like... Yeah, if my Durin joined the battles. Okay, so they're different Durins. Okay, cool. That makes a lot more sense. This is what I don't like about, like, you know, the whole naming them Thorin and Durin and, you know, etc. I mean, the idea, right, is that Durin the Deathless is, like, kind of this revered dwarf. And they name their sons Durin in hopes of them it being like the reborn version of Durin the Deathless, because he's like the Deathless. So it's like reincarnation almost. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what I remember from the story. The idea being. But I could be wrong. The conversation comes to an end. Yeah, I kind of felt like a weird third wheel almost but without the relation. I feel I want to do nothing to me how dear Durin was to him, and my heart aches as his son fell in the defense of the lonely mountains. Mountain. Yet, Jon Hersig has her father's spirit. If Hermoth honors my request as he said I will, I think you have a difficult time convincing Azog to stay behind. I must return to the Horn Mountain, but thank you for helping clear the air between us.
At your service and your families.
From the other room, you hear Hermith chuckle to himself. I'm no longer younger than your old friend Dane was when he went to war. Who knows what sort of title I might win for myself. I'm going to gather my things so my grandfather can try and stop me if he wishes.
Would you please give this old dwarf a moment to...
After a moment, he looks around his room and gaze lands upon his old armor and hammer. Wait outside a moment. I will meet you in the dwelling halls. Please give this old dwarf a moment to equip himself. So he's going to go put on his old armor, which is somewhere in here, apparently. Oh, I guess his hammer and his armor's like there. There. Oh, so I've just got to wait. There's a lot of waiting. At least it's not like 5 minutes. It's more like 20 seconds. That one where you got to wait like 5 minutes for them to forge the key is just a bit... yeah. Finish. Can I finally be done? I want to be finished with this Blood of Azog stuff. Like, no offense to it. I'm just really want to be done with it. I want to get on to the new content. I'm getting all these Ithalan shards and I have nothing to do with them because they're useless now. You arrive at King Thorin's throne with Hermith and Azog at your side. Dr. Hermith, Storm Hammer, not Strong Hammer, and the whole end of the mountain. This will take you... Ah, cool, so this seems to be possibly the end. It's been a long time, but the Slayer still remember it. The old fortress had a different name during the 6th War, but Anak Curfew is more fitting, I think.
So this is Elder Slade? It's smaller than it seemed in my grandfather's stories.
Dashing off, Herzig enters Anak Curfew. So let's go finish this one. Get those enhancement runes, which are completely useless. Because that's fun. And then finally, Blood of Azog is completed. We get 2,000 virtual experience, which should level us up our loyalty. Let's finish that up. 32 loyalty. Blood of Azog frame, which we're just going to put on now, I think. Because I haven't got the other one, so... I do like it. It's a bit over the top, maybe, but it's kind of cool. I've said I like it. There is that 1 pixel. I don't know if you can see it. There is 1 pixel right there. I assume it's supposed to be at the top there, which is kind of annoying.